LEGSTO.
Let's go.
Let's
All right,
go.
we are
Let's
on.
go.
All right. Hello and welcome to everybody joining us. Welcome to Dungeons and Dad Jokes. Um, we are
Funny looking.
preparing. you know, um, I can't deny that. Okay. We got some cons coming up in September. I'm just jumping right into it because I'm totally off my game. We got some cons coming up in September. We got Horror Fest and
Northern Kentucky Anime Fest.
Anime Fest, Northern Kentucky Anime Fest. And be sure you can check those out on our website, dnddadjokes.com. Go to the upcoming events page, and you will be able to get all that information there. There is a link to actually go to their websites to purchase tickets. So check that out. Rhonda will be there to run some games. Woot woot. And then the next thing that I'm doing is Out West Comic Fest. That is October 26th. So we've got some time there. That link is also on the upcoming events page. So check out our website and get that information. If you are joining us tonight, be sure to subscribe so you can join in the live chat. We have a few of our players that are going to watch that. I do not watch that because I'm too busy running a game. My fellow DMs, GMs out there totally get it. So be sure to subscribe, and you can chat with any of our players as we're playing, and hit that like button. Am I missing anything? I think we're good. I don't know. I'm off script. Hey, that's generally how it runs. Um, all right. So let's get started. Let's just do it. Let's jump right in. This is session 79, entitled Missing Pieces. So last week, to catch you up, especially those of you who are joining us, the group split up to take care of business while in Key. Fix visits Gidna at the tavern and finds her mentally checked out. After waiting for a bit, Fix gets her attention. Gidna explains her mental absences as best as she knows how, realizing how comfortable she got with Darling. When asked about her offering to house Darling permanently, she admits having more time without the scarab would be beneficial to her. Evangeline heads to the city of Bridges to meet up with Kilmock, the Amber Pope. She finds several papers on his desk while she waits for his return. One in particular catches her attention, which is a list of places that have reported unusual sightings of things undead. Once Kilmock arrives, Evangeline shares about her adventures in the Feywild, leaving out some details about Ordeath. He then takes her about town, has dinner with Maes, and offers her lodging for the night. Evangeline accepts and takes everything to, and takes the evening, wow, I'm stumbling over my words, to learn about the pendant that she picked up in town, which had a blue starburst in it. She learns that this, within the sphere, is a symbol of the Bright Sun family. This family aided in founding Philolio, then moved north to settle in Yashlin. Kadeth and Ordeath go to the temple in Key to give Rowlett the needed ingredients for the pendant for Gidna. As they talk, Rowlett finishes up the charm and gives it to Kadeth. As they are leaving, Tatra stops them. She hands a new card to Kadeth, and that came with a cryptic message. Kadeth relays it immediately to Fix and thanks Tatra for the card. They go back to the estate after Ordeath, messes with a couple of the pages, and they go back to the estate to meet up with Fix and give Gidna the pendant. That night, Ordeath is visited by the Raven Queen. She shows him the beauty of the city prior to its curse and the current situation at the City of Bones. She also tries to encourage him by saying, "Fear not, for what he gives I can't provide." He shares this the next morning after several promptings from Forsyth and Fix. Later that morning, Gavian returns and they have some fun as they watch Ordeath win a drinking wager against him. Evangeline returns with more news, sharing with the group about the paper that she found. They all begin to discuss the unrest of the the unrest of the undead. Possible correlation to when the two swords came into proximity to one another. They also discuss the message from Tatra regarding the forces that swell. When recounting the message, one name stood out, and they are asking Evangeline, who is Claston? Shall I reiterate the prophecy
Which one?
that Tatra?
I was gonna read it when I talk to the people.
Okay,
Or to
that'll work.
everybody about it.
All right. All right. So Evangeline is opening up her book and trying to figure out information on Claston. Evangeline,
Yes.
roll me intelligence.
Finally, not wisdom.
That's it. Everybody rolls wisdom but foresight from now on.
That's a dirty 20.
What?
Dirty 20.
It's just wisdom, just straight, right?
Yep. All right. You're going to. No, it's intelligence, actually.
I mean intelligence.
See, you want to roll wisdom anyway. All right. Reading through the book and getting some information in there, and putting pieces together, which is what your intelligence check was for, you are going to figure out that Claston, it takes several little blips of information from Yashlin, from um, Benilaria. Um, you hear, you get information on Benilaria or Benelara, and you start piecing some things together. You learn that Claston is the son of a gold dragon. He was known in the Second Age and was betrothed to the young daughter of the Bright Sun family. You know that Claston worshipped Tamara, which was a dragon goddess. Through the Second Age, when all of the calamity came about, because this was all Second Age stuff that you're reading about. When the massive calamity is the only word I can think of, came about in the Second Age, and the gods kind of ended up taking a back seat and whatnot. Through all of that, there was a fear of the shift of power, and Claston was imprisoned in Ben Lara, while his bride to be was chosen to be a memorial to the age of dragons and forever entombed upon an altar where the great dragons used to receive their tribute. Digging around, Benilara, Benilara,
BEN
I
L
I L
I L
AIRA.
A.
Remembering, because you're intelligent, this is one of the ancient cities. This is one of the ancient cities that was the last to fall, one of the ones that were last to be destroyed. It can be found now, looking at your old map. Well, don't know if it can be found, but looking at your old map, it lines up with what they know, the monolith that is known as Orgarek, the Orgarek. Which is,
Okay. Of course, sharing all of this.
I don't know what number that is on the map.
That was actually a lot of information.
I'm perfectly okay with that.
Perfectly okay with what?
I shared the information,
All right.
and I get my other notebook.
All right. Evangeline comes out of her book. She shares the information.
Huh.
Ba-da-dee.
Ba-da-doom.
My phone is always on silent. I've had some
Okay.
very interesting conversations when my phone is not on silent.
The Orgaric
Yep.
monolith I'm going to share is the one that has the tree that grows around it. No one has been able to enter because the tree is too much to get through.
It's approximately there on this map. You are approximately down here somewhere.
Then Alara is a nymph who was an archfey.
Well, Rhonda could read for a while and get lost in her thoughts. Anybody else doing anything?
Yep. And I will come up with some possibilities that'll blow your mind. Jody laughs at me.
I do.
Mind blown.
Mind blown.
So, oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear.
I have got a to think I'm thinking about getting rid of some desk. I better not. I don't have enough
Now that
the
you're
way
using
it
it
is.
all? Okay.
So
I'm going to say you guys are probably sitting maybe in the Trenton Library, kind of talking about all this. A little bit more secluded from the rest of the house, should people be running about.
So this is an interesting amount of information with Tetra's little speech. Tetra's little speech.
Actually, I took a trip through the kitchen and picked up some goodies.
Okay.
It says, so in the second stanza,
You
there
don't think they'll
also
miss those?
a, a key for a lock that hides upon the altar where she abides. I think we're talking about the bright sun daughter aid her return to the son of the gold dragon I wonder.
Oh, I wonder. Ba-ba-doo.
If we can find this altar, I wonder if this could be the key. And I'll hold up my new pendant.
Possible.
According to the book, the crystal orb with the blue sunburst in or starburst in it is the emblem of the Brightson family.
Man, you guys were all yabbering last week. I didn't want to stop playing. Now y'all not saying nothing.
I'm sorry, I got pulled into a conversation with B.
I thought she was still talking, so I'm letting her talk. I'm waiting. She's talking slow.
Leave it to the scholar.
I just
Uh-oh.
listened to last week's episode, and I've got all this stuff floating around in my head, and I'm not sure where it's at. On my notes.
Or in your
I
head.
was busy eating the cinnamon rolls I stole from the kitchen.
And he didn't bring enough for the rest of us.
Oh yeah, I brought a whole tray. Have some.
I'm looking at this thing of cinnamon chip cookies, wondering if I can reach them or not.
I don't know. Give them a try.
I don't think I can.
I think you can. I don't think you
Requires
should.
No, I probably should not, because I would probably go through the whole thing and then, well, then I'd have to deal with Amber.
I will, because I don't think I shared this. I shared a bunch of stuff, but the starburst inside the crystal orb twinkles, for lack of a better word. And last night, when I pulled the ink and the quill out and began to draw, I drew a picture of the crystal. I'll pull it out and I'll look at it again and I'll look at it again close.
It looks the same. Seems
look
to
over.
move. It twinkles a little bit.
I'll look over to Kadath. Is it magical?
I'll check. Is it magical?
It does have a faint magical glow to it. Enchantment.
Yeah, it's magic of some sort.
Well then. I'm trying to remember if Fix has identify. I think he does, but I want to
I
confirm.
do not know, because you are a sorcerer cleric. I don't know if sorcerers get identify.
I do.
Hey, all right.
From my armor.
Oh, okay. Yep. You gonna identify it?
I'm going to ask Evangeline if she will allow me to
Allow you to.
identify your pendant.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Then I will take it and identify it.
All right. You identify it, um, and you see that it is a pendant. The enchantment that is on the pendant is simply to make it move. It is a very simple enchantment, easily dispelled, but very pretty.
Do we know where the city of Yaslin is?
You have no idea.
We have not come across that anywhere.
Nope. And it's Yash, S-H,
Yashlin.
Yashlin.
So if Evangeline thinks this may be a key, I'm going to take a look at it. And it's a gem, right? It's made out of a gemstone of some sort.
Yeah, it's a hand that seems to be the hand is kind of a pewter type
Mm.
of metal, and it's holding the sphere with the blue starburst in it. It's a clear sphere.
Because this family was one of the founders of Filolio. Filolio.
Oh,
Hmm.
And they moved to the city of Yashlin where they settled and established their family. I'm going to see if the book can tell me anything about Yashlin.
okay.
And real quick, while she's doing that, Fix is taking his jeweler's kit and everything, and he's examining the pendant, figuring if it's some sort of key, like an actual physical key, then it had ever been used. There may be markings of the use. Like when you put it in and you turn it, there may be bite
Right.
marks from the lock into the pewter.
All right. Looking at it, you don't get the sense that this was a key, that this is a key. Um, but you do get the sense that it does have some age to it. Even though it looks nice, you figure the magic probably helps that. Um, but this definitely has age to it. There is some wear and tear to it, but not so much like key and lock wear and tear.
Just normal use.
Hmm.
Okay. Sorry, Evangeline. I'd relay that and
That's
hand it back.
okay.
All right. And you're looking for Yashlin. The book talks about Yashlin being to the south of to the south of a great stone structure. Um, the stone structure has always been of some intrigue and is believed now that this stone structure is now known as the Great Slab. And the way the book describes how it was in the Second Age is there was a great city on it. Um, it was very well kept. Usually the high elves would maintain it, um, would maintain the city. The dwarves usually maintained the actual stone itself to ensure keep it from erosion and breaking and things like that. But at some point through the ages, um, this slab was attacked by some unknown force of such great power that it was broken into two. And through the multiple years of just turmoil among the land, um, the slab itself rose. So it's inaccessible. Nobody's seen what's on it as of probably the seventh age. Nobody's seen anything that's nobody's seen the top of it at least since the seventh age, if not earlier. But Yashlin was to the south of that, and it was closer to this great city. As a matter of fact, this great city was referred to as like ancestral Yashlin, but Yashlin moved further south. Um, and it was north of Binalara. I want to put an extra I in there so bad. I should just put an extra I in it. Looking on your maps, the only major city that's kind of between the Orgarek and what you kind of get the sense of the Great Slab, the only city that's between those is Yashul.
And Yashul is one of the cities that is experiencing this troubles.
Yep. I'm going to make Rhonda fan out all of her notes like she's studying for a history exam.
I'm studying for the papacy exam.
The papacy.
I'm going for the apathy exam. I'm going to ace that one.
Do we really care, though?
Not that I know of.
All right.
I'm just trying to make sense of what stuff is. Everything looks weird. Water actually just goes one direction.
And it's a different color.
Yeah, I mean, it's not multi-hued. Yeah, it's really weird up here. How do you guys deal with it?
Not nearly as pretty in the material plane.
Well, they're all over there right together.
So, all right.
Okay, I'm going to go back.
Rhonda could be at this all night long. Anybody else
Yeah,
jump
you guys
in? Got something to say?
talk me
Talk.
through this, guys.
I'm a little lost. So
I'll have to admit, I'm a little bit lost.
Okay,
I
my
got-
so
mind.
If you guys are a
confused.
little bit lost, you can just be pretty well sure that I'm beyond a little lost.
My mind
This
is
is
just
all new to
rolling.
me.
I got
Already,
lost
already.
after
What? Let's think about what
you're playing a
Tatra
game
said
tonight.
and
Yeah.
what these three stanzas maybe have in common.
Did I actually? Did I read it to everybody?
Yes.
You relate it to
Oh, okay.
Across the
everybody. I think
I
Evangeline was the only one that wasn't
I
connected.
wasn't in town.
Right.
Right. That's what I mean. Is
But
like
we would
Yeah.
have relayed to her,
Yeah.
I'm sure. At some
Okay.
point.
I think
Especially
that
when
you
we're
related.
talking. Well, when we were talking to Ordeeth, and then we brought up the prophecy because it had to do with things that were in his dream.
Oh yeah.
So yes, we would have related to Evangeline.
So the first part, judgment will return to the Shadowfell through the cursed city as forces there so dwell, to conquer, contain, and there forever dwell.
Yeah, she read that a little funny.
Well, I read it like in sections like it was written.
Let me see. Where are my notes?
Forces there do swell.
I think you may have just misspoke the last
Yeah.
word on that. Instead of swell, you said dwell twice.
Oh, it says through the cursed city as forces there do swell.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
that's what it says.
Yes.
Right. The first time you read it, you said forces
said
there do
something else.
dwell.
Okay.
Um, I guess the question is, what is the cursed city? Is that the city of bones that we came through?
Well, that's what he dreamed about.
Yeah, he dreamed about the city of bones, and then I remember there was something with
Do we
Raven
know
Queen.
what city the city of bones was originally before it
We
became
did.
the city of bones?
We did.
Oh, did I tell
Yeah,
you?
at one point we did.
Yeah,
We
you
figured
told
it
us
out.
because you said it was the city that will fall last or something to that effect.
Crap,
It will be the last to fall.
Oh
that was
gosh.
a while. That
That
was a
was a
while
while
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Yep.
in. I think we were in the city of bones, or right around there.
It was right before when we were
Right
looking
before.
at it, investigating it. Yep. See, I do listen sometimes, Jody.
You pick out the other things that like, oh man, dang, I forgot about that.
From the sound of it, we can go. to
Let's
city
go
of
for the
bones.
obscure.
So if we think this first section has to do with OD, or at least his sword, and the cursed city, the city of bones, possibly. And the second set is a key
Don't lay
for a
down.
lock that hides upon an altar where she abides. Well, there's the bright son daughter who was betrothed to Clostrum. Closton. How do you say that, Jetty?
Claston.
Claston. Because if I ain't careful, we're going to be breastfeeding babies here.
Colossus.
Colostrum. Yeah.
and he was the gold dragon that she was betrothed to. And with the key for the lock that hides upon the altar where she abides, aid her return to him. Clostons. Being this, but watch for she who waits with ranger's bolds. The chalice was retrieved by one of old. If blood is spilled within another, she will hold. Oof. We were talking last week, and everybody kept referring to she, a god. She is Val Sharoon a goddess?
Not based on any information we've had. It was
I
always
didn't
referred
think
to as a
so.
god.
He's a god.
That's what I thought. So, what do all of these things have in common? Although, if I'm not mistaken,
Gosh,
Chuck,
cannot find that.
Mm-hmm.
she gave you the first two.
First two what?
The first two stanzas. And then she stopped and you started to leave and she stopped you. She grabbed your hand and told you the last one. I only remember that because I just listened to it a few minutes ago. Well, a few hours ago.
I was say you know more than I do then, because I don't remember.
That is correct, Kadeth. She gave you the first two stanzas, and then as you were leaving, she grabbed you again.
So, yes.
My head hurts. I'm thinking too much. Where's those dang cards at?
Didn't we get a new one of those?
Yeah, I've got it. I haven't pulled it out to show you guys yet because we haven't.
Yeah.
Feel free
The
to
only
pull it
one,
out.
the only one that might actually know that he has one is possibly Ordeith, and I don't know that Ordeith knows that.
I mean, Ordeith watched her hand it to him.
He was there, so.
Mhm. Unless he was too busy tormenting the pages, which is
Well,
entirely
he
Oh,
possible.
was busy doing that.
That was a lot of fun.
Say that like it's a bad thing.
Okay, so Kadath hasn't told us about it yet. Is that what I'm understanding?
He has
Or-
not.
Okay, then never
No,
mind.
I haven't really had a chance.
Because I have my mark in here that he got one, but I don't have anything about it because he never shared with us yet.
Yeah, because I was like waiting for when we're, not in the middle of doing other stuff. But I mean, if it seems like we're getting stuck on this, I would definitely share it at that point.
So you pull out the card.
Yeah,
All right.
and actually, I'll pull it out and say maybe this will help some of it make sense. And I don't remember if I even really looked at it in detail. So what was
You
the
looked
card?
at it that it has a tassel on it, but that's about it.
Yeah. So I'll look at it a little more closely before I hand it over.
All right. You look at it closely. It looks like it has a tassel. The tassel, like the old bookmarks, how they used to have a tassel on them or whatever. It looks like that type of tassel, and the string kind of disappears off the edge of the card per se. The image stops there. Staring at the card for a little while. If you can, are you going to compare it to the complete deck?
Which I will pull out of my bag.
Yeah.
Okay. Comparing it to the complete deck, this looks like this will be the key.
The key?
The key.
Well, that's convenient that Tatra handed you the key.
Yeah, having a key would be nice.
Kind of.
If only we knew what lock it opened.
Do we see a symbol of a god on this card like we've seen on the other ones?
I will say yes, but you have to give me a minute. You have to wait till I get there.
No, tell us now.
The answer is yes. It looks like, looking on the card itself, the symbols and stuff, it looks like an elongated starburst. Without trying to give away too much information, that's kind of what it looks like.
Okay.
Interesting.
In all of our studies of religion,
Yeah.
I'm going to roll a religion if I can to see if I recognize it.
All right,
I'm
roll
sorry,
me a
Jody.
religion.
I missed that last part. I was being talked to.
To or at?
Yeah, are you being talked at or talked to?
Yes.
Rolling your religion. That's kind of what it looks like.
I rolled an 18.
An 18?
Mm-hmm.
You are studied in religion.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to also roll Kadeth?
Sure.
I have not studied in religion, so. if you remember, he didn't become a cleric by like, oh, I'm gonna worship. It's just like, oh, hey,
Nope.
I found this god. He's kind of cool.
You were chosen.
There's this god that likes the same stuff as I do. Maybe I'll follow him.
Yep. Oh, look, he likes me.
Oh, he likes me.
Let's see, religion.
Or Death is still
my...
pulling pedals.
17
loves
wasn't a
me
very
not,
good roll.
loves me. 17. Okay. Well, both of you can kind of get a general idea that this is an older deity, but not a major deity. It is the symbol of a goddess of dragons.
Oh, I bet you she's a joy to be around.
Perhaps it was Tamra
Could be Tamara.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I've actually known both, a Tamara and a Tamara.
Yep. I knew Amara once.
That's what we say to
I
our
was very
calculators.
young.
Some will come out tomorrow. Some will come out tomorrow.
Some will come out tomorrow. That's a very slow calculator.
It's big numbers.
It's okay to facepalm here. It really is.
It's expected.
Rick was listening with me today. He liked is a then vassal known as a
A little vassal is a Vaseline.
Vaseline, yeah,
That's a non-fat vassal.
a non-fat vassal.
Vassal. That's right.
A Vaseline.
It's a Vaseline. All right. So you have the key card, but it definitely doesn't show the key. It doesn't look like the key card, the picture itself. It just looks like a tassel that might be attached to something, but you can't see it in the image because it's not there.
Interesting. Okay. Now that
Was there something else that you wish to discuss, Kadeth? Because you were mentioning revisiting the stanzas.
Well, because she told me the stuff when she gave me the card.
Mhm.
So do we think there might be some link between them?
it is Tatra,
Uh-huh.
but honestly, she's not steered you wrong yet.
True.
Driven us a little crazy, but steered us wrong now.
So I don't know.
I am going to try something different. The book tells me what's been recorded. I'm going to go to the source. I think I'm going to do a commune.
You are going to commune.
with Denier.
Denier, who is the source of the book. All right, Evangeline's setting up a commune. You see her kind of making herself a little circle. She pulls out the book, she sets it down, pulls out the quill, sets it next to it, and she starts to set up her own little area for communing. What are the rest of you doing while she's communing?
I'm gonna go out and commune with the trees.
You know, I'm kind of thinking communing sounds like a good idea.
I'm gonna learn their names.
Do you feel the need to commune, Fix?
With metal.
Gond is just gonna say to go make something.
Make something.
So, but
Make something of yourself.
Fix will kind of put his feet up on the table and lean back, and since he's not had a chance to check in since our return from the City of Bones and all that, not the City of Bones, the Shadowfell,
The Feywild.
yeah, the Feywild.
Feywild.
You'll get it right eventually. It's fine.
The place where they went at that time that wasn't here, it was somewhere else in a different location.
He's going to use the circlet to connect to his girlfriend.
Yep.
Of course.
Well, yeah. He's gonna connect with Zybella.
All right, you're gonna.
Yeah,
sit
he's
back
gonna
and connect
commune
with
there.
Zybella. He's gonna commune. All right.
Is that what the kids are calling it now?
Well, you know.
That's the fantasy world's phone sex.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't have phones or texting yet, so.
Well, seeing as you can transmit emotions and imagery and everything, that's wow. That would be quite the connection.
Is it live or is it Memorex?
I just thought what would be worse, people who worship that god or the god that wants some kind of worship.
I mean, it wouldn't be far off from the whole Demolition Man scene where they put on the little helmets for sex in 2050 or whatever year it was in.
Practicing safe sex.
Yeah.
All right. Bordeeth, you're left in the library. I mean, you see Fix kind of
Or
check
these-
out.
Honestly, just still like trying to figure out that dream. You know, it's,
Okay.
I mean, first dream he's ever had. You know, and it was pretty profound.
All right.
So he's trying to wrap, the worm-infested remains of his brain around all that.
The shambles of dreams slowly come back to you. You start piecing it back together. All right.
Oh no, wait, that happened after that. Hold on, all right, start from the beginning.
Yep. So, while you are communing, Evangeline, you kind of get into your commune first. You have 3 questions for simple answers. That's what commune does. Yes, no, short answers. I'm not going to go into a 5-minute dissertation on something. Of course, I don't know how 5 minutes is a full dissertation, but
Would it just be a dessert?
I guess. It's a dessert. Hey, I like.
Or it could just be a diss.
As opposed to a dat. All right. We've all been around senior a little too long.
You think?
I've been around me my whole life.
And look what it's done to you.
I know. Oh well. Defecation occurs.
Okay.
I gave you all this time to think about your 3 questions. What's your 3rd
My
question?
first question I'm
Dang,
going
I
to
only have
ask,
one question.
is this symbol on the key card that's laying before me the symbol of Tamara or Tamara or whatever her name is?
I say tomorrow, but
Oh, that's right.
Tamara.
Tamara.
Tamara, yep.
Just saying it.
You are going to get the confirmation feeling. You get the feeling of getting an answer right. Like, I know this one. The answer's yes. Yep, we got that.
And
Ask
then
me another one.
I'm going to ask
Ask me again tomorrow.
I'll gladly tell you Tuesday.
about
For hamburger today. Big Popeye fan.
is, and these are not the questions I originally was going to ask. Is
It's usually what happens when you get extra information.
You
Flash
don't
alert,
write 'em
there
down.
text alert.
information at the, what is it called? Orgaric. Is that right?
Yeah, the Orgaric.
The Orgaric monolith. Is there information there on Benalera?
You're gonna get a very strong confirmation on that as well. That is a correcto mundo. The answer is always B. Oh.
Well, it's always C.
Oh yeah.
I am so much better at Blue Book tests than I am at
All the
multiple
above.
guess.
Oh,
The third
I
question is
had a professor called that student roulette.
do we need I don't know that do we need is the right thing to say. Are we supposed to reunite the daughter of Bright Sun to the son of the Gold Dragon?
You are going to get pretty strong confirmation on that one as well.
I'm finally answering the right questions.
Woo! All right. Kadath, have you thought up your 3 questions? If you need a little bit more time to think, that's fine. I got 2 other people.
Yeah, come back to me. Not sure if it'll actually do any good, but
All right. All right. With the connection to Zybella, you get connected to Zybella, and she feels your presence, and she says, Kofik, where have you been?
In the Feywild until recently, dealing with rangers and guardians of gateways and making new friends. And I'll send an image of Ordith or a memory of Ordith.
In his full glory of undeath.
Pretty much.
I don't know the way they were at the tavern. It might be his full
Might be his
glory.
full glory.
Not his full glory, all right? That is reserved for other times.
um, she'll say, "Well, did not realize that there was a access to the Feywild from the material plane any longer. And the image is a bit disturbing. Is he dead?"
Yes and no.
Okay.
I think the proper term is undead. Yes,
Is
but
undead.
not mindless undead.
Like politicians.
Truth.
I can't argue that.
You made me snort.
Cocaine? I'm not. That's Hunter.
she, she says, not mindless undead. So not like the creatures that has begun to show themselves.
Oh my goodness.
No. Now, are you speaking from rumor or from experience?
Experience.
Oh, how severe of visitations are you experiencing
As
as we
of
write
right.
up this Ghostbuster report? Oh.
Hey, you called me. I didn't call you.
How severe a situation is it?
um, well, I would not say it is severe at this time. We're able to handle it just fine. Um, the hunters here and Elkian's hunters and warriors from, I forget the name of his town, have also aided. Um, we're handling it. It's just odd.
Are they hostile?
Some of them, yes. Not all of them. Some of them just move about.
Hmm. About when did this start?
Oh, I would say probably about 3 weeks ago.
Hmm. Well, rest assured that we're working on it.
Well, that is good. You asked if I knew rumors. Is this happening elsewhere?
Yes. And I'd tell her where, but Joe forgets where.
You list a few towns here or there. Um, she says,
I have a
interesting.
list.
You do have a list. She says, interesting.
I try to stand up straight, but I still have a list.
It comes with age.
All right, then. Well, it's good to know that we are not alone in experiencing this. Um, keep me posted if you find out what might be causing it. We'll continue to look here to see if anything here might have caused it.
I doubt it's anything there, but I'll keep you posted.
All right, good.
But now that the formalities are over, how are you?
She says, I am doing well. Be better if these things were gone, but doing well.
Be better if you were still here.
Yeah, well, I got duties, as do you.
Yeah, but sometimes I return to the thoughts of running away.
Perhaps when all of this is over.
Perhaps. Anything else to be concerned with?
No, yeah, that is our biggest concern at this time.
Well,
As
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say as you continue, unless there's something else you want to ask her specifically.
No, nothing specifically.
Okay.
Fix would kind of put the other phone up to his other ear and relay the information to the group.
Okay.
Um, but then would just continue to have a conversation and catch up and talk with her.
All right.
It wouldn't be like, oh yeah, now bye.
Yeah. No. Bye. No. I was gonna say as the conversation continues, we're just gonna fade to black
Yeah.
because she's you know, she's down for that. Um. Kadeth, have you thought of your stuff?
Somewhat.
All right. Let's go to you. You have your raven's feather. You lay out some other things, and you cut your hand. Ordeeth, you're seeing him getting ready to commune with the Raven Queen. Cut your hand.
Yep.
Bleed a little bit.
Yeah, blood doesn't bother me.
Yep.
Or Deeth goes, hey, what's that red stuff?
Hey, as long as he
Um,
doesn't start looking hungry, I don't think there's an issue.
True. All right, I think the first question I want to ask.
Oh no, I can't hear him,
Who?
James. I can't
Oh,
hear him.
okay.
Don't know what happened. Your computer just decides when it wants to work.
All right. Well, the first question I'm going to ask is it safe for both swords to be on the material plane for extended periods of time?
You get a sense of like she's very happy almost that both swords are together.
But
But she says,
because I know there's a but.
"Yep." You hear her say, "They do not go unnoticed. When together, they do not go unnoticed."
He doesn't even do that. He literally just takes out a small knife and cuts his own hand and just looks at it. It's like, wow, that's different.
We just now heard you say, "Wow, is that serious of a delay?"
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
Wow.
Did my volume go again?
You may have to out and in again. That's a
Oh, no.
serious delay.
Is it working now?
All right. The second question. You get that when they're together, they do not go unnoticed.
Who notices them? Or who knows that they're together?
She will say, "My enemy moves in the shadows."
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yay, we can hear you.
Still not listening, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't expect it.
So, Valsharoon knows.
Don't want to exceed expectations.
Um, Trying to think what I kind of lost my train of thought. I don't.
All right.
Unfortunately, the tracks go everywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
People's one-track minds are easily derailed.
Yeah, I'm more like a half-track mind.
You've hit the track buffer. the bumper, whatever they call it.
Oh,
I am suddenly seeing the loading ring.
I was gonna ask something about the card. I don't remember what now. Something with the city. It's the City of Bones, right?
City of
Yeah.
Bones.
And we think it's which one?
Um, there was a riddle in there about the first to rise, the last to fall. I found the episode that I would have said it in, but I did not apparently write it down. So
Okay. What episode was it?
it was episode, I believe, 65. Oh, okay. I reminded it in 66, but I wrote it in shorthand. Second built, first in class, third to fall, last to die.
Okay.
Was the riddle that you got in. And Fix probably would have remembered that and relayed the whole thing, so you have that knowledge.
What was the riddle? Sorry, I'm being talked at again.
Being talked at. I'm glad we got that cleared up.
It's the top of its class. Is that what you
Well,
said?
that was just what came out of the top of my head, but that's not exactly right. There it is. 60.
Was the second major city,
Oh,
top
yeah.
of its class, science and magic, third to fall, last to die.
Third to fall.
Third to fall.
Wait, don't we know the order they fell in?
Yes.
Yes.
The third city to fall was Yagaril, the city of crystals.
And we found this in the Field of Crystals.
Hmm.
But
And
we
it was
never
the,
verified for sure that that
it was the last to die,
will be the last to die.
or will be the last to die. So it's not dead yet.
Well, it's kind of
It's undead.
undead.
Well, we know a little something about undead at the moment.
Have you formulated your third question yet?
You could verify
you see
with
Kadeth
her.
sitting in the corner like Winnie the Pooh.
No, think.
Think.
You could ask her if she can verify if Yagaril is the city of bones. We could also verify that she was the one in Ordy's dream. Although we'll kind of know that.
Yeah, I know that just based off of
Yeah.
what she told him. An imposter wouldn't have told him the same things she did, no matter how hard they tried.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her. Wait, which city do we think it is?
Yagaril.
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 So I'm just gonna ask: do we need to go to Yagaril soon?
you get a sense of urgency. You get that sense of urgency. Along with the words conquer, contain.
Okay.
All right.
Hmm.
Or Deeth.
Yeah.
As you're putting together your dream, trying to make sense of it, you get, after kind of listening to everybody talk, and Kadeth is, you're kind of hearing him commune with the Raven Queen, and you get that Fix is right. She's trying. This is the Raven Queen. She reached out to you. She had you dream, possibly even fall asleep to dream. Um, she is. You get the sense that she's watching, and she is waiting. You get the sense that she's gonna wait for you, that like she's not gonna force your hand, but she's waiting. You know that you have that sense of there's importance to you for her, or there's importance to her for you. You are important to this goddess.
Well,
Like it or not. Oh.
so I'm guessing everybody else is kind of in this general vicinity,
Um,
occupied in their various communes and.
yeah, Evangeline's communing, Kadeth is communing, Fix is mentally not present.
Lost in his own
Yeah, we
thoughts.
probably don't
Lost in
want to know what
thought.
Fix is doing.
Forsyth has
He's
walked
having
out.
alone time with his girlfriend, so you're okay.
Forsyth has left. He's communing with the trees. Um, and
Naturally,
yeah,
communing with nature, naturally.
naturally.
I am going to quietly exit, actually.
Okay. You leave out of the library. Nobody's gonna notice you leaving.
Oh, no, I mean exit, exit. Like, I'm going back into the town.
Okay. All right. You walk out of the house and you go into the town of Key. What are you looking for?
Yeah. Not looking for anything, just kind of wandering, not really looking and just wandering through town. And after a while, just stop and look, and feet just stop right in front of the Temple of the Raven Queen.
All right. You wander
Just,
about town. You're used to this.
yeah.
You usually wander about the Feywild, unless there's some place in specific that you wanted to go. You're not used to being in one place for too terribly long. Um, that's how the Rangers find you. You do eventually find yourself in front of the Temple of the Raven Queen.
Fix
And
is
there,
still aware of his surroundings, right? Even while in telepathy, I would assume.
I mean, yeah, to a degree, because you are definitely focused on Cybella at the moment. Um, you probably get a sense that he left the library. You don't know whether or not he would leave. I mean, you don't know him that well, to be honest.
Okay,
He's
true.
not me.
That's true. He's not Evangeline. He's not just gonna, hey, I gotta go. I gotta go see something.
Was trying to figure out a way that Fix may, get a message to the organization to make sure nobody accosts him, but I can't think of a way for him to do so that he'd be willing to, actually go do. So
Yeah. For the most part, Ordeeth, you do see that people will kind of look at you strange and like go to the other side of the street. Like they do not. They are not going to interact with you unless you want to interact with somebody. In which case, there might be problems. But Ordeeth doesn't strike me as one to just strike up a conversation with random people either.
No, and I the 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 state of mind, not even really paying attention to anything or anyone around. I like for someone who's never seen a city,
Not like
per
this.
se, he's not even looking. He's not doing the gawky tourist thing. It's just
All right. Yeah, you're just wandering lost in your own thoughts.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you will eventually find yourself in front of the Temple of the Raven Queen.
Just gonna stand there and look at it, reach back, kind of touch the sword, look back up at the temple doors. Little head shakes. Like, I have no idea what you want with me, but I guess you're gonna let me know at some point and start to turn away.
As you start to
Not.
turn away, you hear the door open.
Oh shit.
Lucky for you, it's Tatra.
Yeah, lucky for you.
Right?
Actually, the door opens. Nobody's there, but the door opens.
Oh. Hmm. Just turn, look at the door. And walk up to the door.
Okay. You walk up to the door.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem as lively as when you were here with Kadeth. Funny. It's just there's just not anybody around, really. You notice immediately that all of the pages that were out doing things, taking care of business, doing chores, whatnot, nobody's present. You kind of hear some noise a little bit, kind of coming from the area that Kadeth went and met Rowlett, but there's no. It's a little bit of noise, maybe a little chatter. You think maybe the high priests here might be over there. You're not really sure. Um, but what catches your attention is through the hall and through some large archways, um, beautiful marble-esque marble archways. Through there, you see a door off to the left. It's a metal, like barred door. You hear the click of what seems like unlock, and you hear it kind of creak open. You can, uh, think I don't know, gel cell or any or even well, we all live, most of us live in Tucson. Um, the sound of the metal door that's on your front door, that kind of sound. You hear that
Surprisingly
coming
enough, I
from
do
over
not
there.
have the security door, but I do know what they sound like.
Oh, okay. Most houses do. There's a few that don't.
My front door has a screen door. It's as secure
I know what
as
those sound
the
like. I know those sound like really well.
as the bug that creeps through the tiny little cracks and rips.
Yeah, no doubt. So you hear that, and you can kind of see the glint of metal as it moves. It opens, but nobody comes out.
Hold on. Let's see. Oh yeah, he's just gonna walk right in the door. Not
All right,
even thinking about it. He's gonna walk on in.
follow follow the path laid before me. Sure, why not? So you kind of pass on through. You don't see anybody. You pass through that door and you go to a set of stairs that lead down. There's no other hallways or anything. The stairs lead down, probably a good flight of stairs. Um, you kind of walk down the stairs and it opens up into a small circular chamber. And it looks like there's a pedestal in the center of it. The chamber itself is no more than 20 feet in diameter. It is small. There's about a pedestal kind of sitting in the center of it that's really dark wood, maybe even ebony. It's really dark. Um, and you do see kind of off to the right, you see another set of doors.
Hmm. Gonna go take a look at the pedestal first, actually.
All right, you
I'm not
go
supposed
to
to look at that.
all right, you go to take a look at the pedestal, um, and roll me. I'll let you choose perception or investigation, whichever is your better.
Okay. Well, it's 18.
18. Okay,
For
good.
investigation.
All right, and you have eyes of the roomkeeper, right?
Yes, I do.
All right, you go up to the pedestal and you begin to kind of take a look at it. There's nothing on it. At, I mean, you figure whoever comes down here must bring their own stuff or whatever. You're not really sure. But as you start to really kind of look around the pedestal, you do see some runes on there that um, basically say, meet me with faith and trust.
So upon reading that, there's an ironic chuckle. Just gonna admit, faith and trust. Yeah, the two things I have the least of. Oh, you're a fun one. Saying it, looking at the pedestal, and it's like, yeah, you're a fun one. All right, you're gonna turn away and walk towards the doors. The other set of doors there.
All right, you go to the
Why
doors.
not?
Yeah, they're easy to open. You open it up, and it's a very short hallway to another chamber, and the next chamber is like 20 by 30 feet, and as you kind of enter into it, immediately, hard to miss, the center of the chamber is a gigantic pool of what looks like red viscous liquid.
Hmm. Uh. Well, gonna walk over to it and dip a finger in there,
All right, you
bring it
dip your.
up, stick it in the mouth.
It's iron.
Spaghetti
It's
sauce
got it's
test.
got an iron taste to it.
That's
Iron or copper?
I've always heard iron, but I don't know. I've not tasted blood.
It's
At
copper.
least that's
I
what I
think it's more
recall.
coppery.
Okay.
it's copper.
Okay. It tastes like copper.
Well, that's this is new. Uh, just gonna sit there at the edge of at the pool, at the edge of the pool. It's like, well, blood of your enemies, I'm guessing.
It's it's gonna ripple just a little bit. As it ripples a little bit, you notice that there is a set of stairs. It doesn't clear the way. You would have to actually go down into the pool to follow these stairs.
Well, well, let's see. How smart is he? Oh, nat one. Oh yeah, down the steps I go.
You throw caution to the wind and begin to descend down the
I
steps.
don't have to worry about drowning. I don't breathe, so I mean,
This is true. So you're like, well, I don't know. This is the only path before me. So you start stepping down into that liquid, and it's thick, definitely thicker than the water, any water that you've ever been in, and you descend down those stairs.
even thicker than the water in the Fey ride, in the Fey realm. Okay,
Hmm.
cool.
And
This is a new experience.
yeah, totally
I
new
mean, at least it's
experience.
different colored. It's not that same boring color
That's
that
true. It's
everything else
red.
out there.
You go down the stairs and you keep going. You know you've taken you've probably gone 2 flights of stairs already. You're going deep, and you're like, this is a really deep pool of blood. Like, how many people did they kill and drain to fill this thing? Like, what kind of goddess is this person? You go down, probably third flight, 3.5 flights. You finally hit a bottom. I mean, you can't see anything, even if you have your eyes open. It's all red. It's thick. You can't see anything through this.
Uh, wow. This is fun. I'm gonna try a little experiment. I'm actually gonna reach back behind my back there, and I'm gonna draw judgment
All
from the
right.
teeth,
You
just to
pull,
see if it has any kind of effect.
yeah. You pull out judgment, and it's thick. You can kind of move it through this liquid, but it takes some force to move it through the liquid. Um, After just a minute, though, everything starts to clear away, and you find yourself. Everything's got a red hue to it, but you find yourself standing in. Boy, you're not sure what. Everything's just got a red hue. You know you're standing on rock, and you can look down and you can kind of see stone, like worked stone. Um, but there's like
What kind of fish?
no walls.
Well,
Everything
put
has a
a
red
couple
hue
pieces
to
of
it.
fish and some chips on a saucer.
Let's see here. Still in the liquid though, right? It hasn't like moved away like
Uh,
the open
well,
air
it
space.
doesn't seem like you're in the liquid anymore. Like,
Oh, okay.
movement is a little easier. It's like you stepped out into a room
Uh,
almost.
hmm. All right. You showed me the path. What am I looking for?
All right.
And I'm gonna start looking around, to see what I can see, but probably not a
Okay.
whole lot.
Yes,
Just
please.
everything's red.
All right. Everything's red. Off into the distance.
Yeah, maybe
Senior,
some
you're not
a
muted.
little bit of cat soup.
I
No,
think he
cat
thinks
soup.
he's muted.
Yeah.
You're not muted, by the way. So you look off into the distance and you see a bright light off to the distance.
I've come this far. Might as well keep going. I'm gonna go find. Go head that way.
All right. You head off that direction. And as you travel that way, that bright light tends to grow and kind of clears up some of that red where it's not so thick red hue anymore. Um, and as you get closer, you do see a very tall figure. Figure is loose because it's not form figure, but it looks more like a cloaked figure. It's black, and as it turns around within that light, it turns around and it's got a very white porcelain face, non-expression, like two dark eyes, dark holes for eyes. Um, Turns around and kind of pulls out from underneath the cloak a hand, and it's skeletal. It looks skeletal. Pulls out a hand and waves it off to the left. And as you kind of look that way, you see a tapestry coming towards you. It's getting bigger. It's huge. It's so big. As it's coming towards you, it's so big that you kind of lose, like, you can't see a picture on it because it's just too close to you. It's that big. And once it kind of gets to you, she reaches up and she pulls the thread and she hands it towards you.
Oh, well, eh. Well, I mean, if you're gonna kill me. I've done it before now. I'm sure this is a little elaborate for that. So I'll reach out and reach for the thread.
All right.
Little much to bring me all the way down here. And so there's got to be a purpose.
Be like, peace out. Come on. All right. You reach up and you grab a hold of the thread, and instantly you flash back to before the ritual. This is the first time that you've had any memories prior to the ritual. You flash back to before the ritual, and you recall seeing above you while you're laying in bed or whatever. You see someone above you. It was a white face. You remember the white face now. And she reached out and she touched your forehead and she whispered underneath her breath. And then she pulled away. And at that moment, after she pulls away, you come back to where you're at. You're holding the thread. You realize that the white face was her. It was smaller at the time, like not as big as she appears now. And the hand that reached out to you wasn't skeletal and had touched your forehead. You come back and you release the thread, and you
Oh, I
hear her
dropped that thread like it's gone red hot.
like a hot potato. You throw the thread, and you hear her for the first time since you've been down here. You hear her whisper. It's a very soft, very feminine, welcoming voice. Um, she said, "I warded you for that
Or
day. Yes, I warded you. I set a ward upon you. There, that's a better word for it. I set a ward upon you for that day.
uh,
You never."
uh, look over it with the palm where I cut it after I'd watched Kadath cut his, and where I didn't bleed. Like, I don't know if it worked quite the way you intended it to.
You found judgment, did you not?
Well, yeah. There's that really high intel coming through. Let me tell you.
Had the events not happened the way they did, judgment would still be lost.
Okay, and what am I meant to do with this thing?
Judgment and she will respond to you. Judgment and justice are my tools. Oh, where did I put it? Well, shoot. I done lost it. There it is. She would say, judgment and justice are my tools. Justice from this side, judgment from that. Judgment must conquer and contain that which leaks. Time to pass judgment on the Shadowfell.
Oh, now that sounds like a really fun idea.
will you will judgment for this cause?
Yes.
Excellent. And she will reach
However,
out.
I want something in return.
What is that?
Rest.
It will be given. She will reach out and she will touch your hand where you cut it. I mean, you heal, but not like other people do. It's
Yeah.
kind of like whatever. It'll eventually go back. It'll be fine. But she reaches out and she touches your hand and it closes up. You will receive rest. And she begins to pull away.
Well, at that point, yeah, that high intel again. Gonna start retracing steps because now he's like, well, I guess that's all I was meant to do.
Where am I now?
Feel how strong I'll leave.
You kind of, okay, shrug your shoulders, turn around and start walking. And before you even take your first step, you suddenly feel all of that liquid around you again. And 2 steps in, you find the stairs.
Fly back up the stairs to the thickest stuff.
You come up out of the pool. Um, you, I mean, you're kind of covered in blood at this point.
Oh,
Come
I'm
up out
really
of the
gonna
pool.
have some fun in town now.
I know, right? You could
Oh no, this is gonna get even better because as I walk out of the temple, like one step to the next, like the first foot comes out, and as the second foot comes out, the form of dread comes in play.
Yes, your form of
It's
dread
covered in
comes
blood.
out. As you kind of walk through the temple, you're kind of leaving a little bit of a trail, and you're starting to change. You walk out of the temple, and you got this huge form of dread that's like just black and red. Like there's just pools of red just kind of dripping off of it as you take your form of dread and you begin to walk through Key. You start hearing screams. You start hearing all kinds of like there's mass panic and chaos as you walk through
Please
Key
tell me I
in
took
your
this
form
spell.
of dread.
Oh damn it! I didn't take a spell. I was hoping I'd taken fly.
Oh, that would be funny. It's like the sky is falling. The sky is
Damn
falling.
it! I didn't take fly. Like an
It's the
idiot.
end of the world.
It's the end
I'm
of the
gonna make
world
myself
as
back.
we
I'm gonna
know
make
it.
my way back to their
All
place.
right.
I will change back before I get there. I just want to have some fun.
All right. Everybody's screaming, yelling. You start hearing guards, like
Yeah, a
moving
little bit
about and
panicked.
whatnot, and you just
Yeah.
keep going. And you make it back to the Trenton estate, and you change, you let it drop as you walk into the Trenton estate. Um, you walk in, and uh, Ph- Philaethus.
There any rugs inside the doors I walk in? Because I probably just ruined them.
Probably. Not immediately when you walk in, but after a little bit, yes, there are rugs. Um, and of course the Jennifers, any of the Jennifers you run across, are are kind of like, what the heck? Like, what just happened? And they're just kind of like, I don't know what's going on, and they're gonna start getting out buckets so they can clean up as you're walking through. Like, oh no. But Philaethus, um, affix, you get a sense of Philaethus, uh,
Yes.
and says he has returned.
Go on.
He's covered in blood.
His own?
I don't
Well,
know
I
that.
don't know that he can bleed.
Oh, well, that would
Um,
make sense. probably not his own.
Oh, do I have? I want to try something if I have it. I have to see if I have it, and I don't know if it's going to work.
Okay.
Oh no.
Is he still in front of you?
He's walking by. I think he's headed toward the library.
Show me. It's a telepathic link. We can share images and.
True. That's true. He kind of balks at it for a minute. And then you get the image of what looks like Ordith covered in blood as if he's walked through somebody's stomach or whatever. Who knows? Covered in blood.
I
Is he
don't
that
know
Probably,
if
guy from the
this.
boys in the first episode?
I mean,
It
some of
looks
it
like
has
a
stripped off
massacre.
at this point, but it does look like he's gone through a
Yeah.
massacre or something.
I
And
don't.
Ordith is kind of reaching the bottom of the stairs to go to the
Yeah.
library.
I don't know how this link with this new position actually works. I'm attempting to cast prestidigitation through the link with Philethus.
Oh, interesting. All right. I'm gonna say there's a good chance that you could do this. Roll me Arcana. Do you have Arcana? I hope you have Arcana.
Don't have Arcana.
Oh, okay. Well, roll me
Well,
Arcana.
actually, I take that back. I have okay Arcana. I don't
Okay,
have great
Arcana.
Arcana.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay,
All right.
Arcana.
Okay, Arcana.
22.
22. All
He
right.
has okay Arcana.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 16 on a die. I've got a
You
plus
also-
6 Arcana. So,
yeah, good Arcana. I consider that good. That could
okay.
get me into double digits. That's good. Um, okay, you cast prestidigitation as you're kind of focused on the link and watching Ordith kind of hit the bottom of the stairs, and you cast prestidigitation. Ordith, suddenly all of this blood just kind of just lifts up and just out of the air, like it's just gone. You're like, oh, darn. And the Jennifer's behind you are going, thank God. Thank the gods. We don't have to clean the whole house.
Oh, so the Jennifer's been falling right behind, huh, the whole time?
Scrubbing the
So
floor.
in that case, the head's gonna do, like the almost like the Exorcist turn,
Oh yeah, complete turn around, look out your back.
Yeah, and give a little wink, blow a kiss, and turn the head back around and
Oh
keep going.
jeez. They're like, ah. And as you make your way back to the library, this is where we're going to take a break because I need a bio break.
Right, we will be right
We'll
back.
be back in 10. welcome back. All right. We are, Ordith is heading, I assume, heading back to the library. And
Yeah.
Forsyth, you kind of, while you were outside communing with nature, you did see him return back to the house covered in blood. Interesting. Nobody was following him, of course. Um, make it back up to the library. Evangeline and Kadeth has come out of their communes and was looking around. Didn't see Ordith there right away. And Fix, of course, you know he's on his way because Philathus was like, yeah, this happened.
There's no way you get in and out of that house without that statue watching
Yes.
you.
I don't know if I ever showed you.
Oh, come on. I bet you with my +1 stealth, I can sneak past it.
Your +1 stealth? Absolutely. Absolutely. Easy piece of cake. This is Philathus. There he is. He's really hard to see in this picture because he's very dark.
He looks like a statue.
Yeah.
But he looks like a
Yeah.
statue.
Nice.
He's
Yep.
just rude.
He is kind of rude.
He won't talk to anybody
does.
but Fix and Forsyth. He thinks he's all that in a bag of chips. He's really just a few
That
fries
statement,
short of
you
a
just
Happy
painted
Meal.
a target on his back.
Probably. All right. So Ordith heads back up to the library. You see him come in.
I'll kind of look up. Can we minimize the torment to the Jennifers? We pay them well, but
what do you mean?
we don't
What do you mean,
intentionally create
torment?
extra work for them.
Torment anybody?
There's a
Hey,
trail of
that
blood.
was not mine.
It's not my
No.
blood.
It wasn't mine.
But if you
Now
notice,
I'm gonna look over at Kadath.
there's no carpets in the foyer. They would have brought you a clean change of clothing and taken care of your old.
Looked how it looked fine to me. I don't need new ones.
You're
Whose
welcome.
blood are you covered in if it's not yours?
With
now
that,
no
I'm gonna
one's.
turn and look at Kadath. I'm like, well, as to whose blood it was, I went for a swim.
Oh. Okay. Fix, he went for the same kind of swim I've gone on.
Yes, I'm just asking him to have the same courtesy that you do.
Don't
Yeah.
drag it through the house.
It helps to it's
Leave
kind of,
the excess
you know,
blood back at the order of balance.
better to clean up before you leave there. Because, freaks people out a bit.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, you may get a visit some point today, tomorrow, possibly from some town official types. We'll see.
As you mentioned that, there is some commotion going on down at the bottom of the house. You hear your mother, Fix. You hear your mother talking to Jennifer's. You can hear her voice. She's talking to one of the Jennifers, and she's like, "I will handle it. Don't worry about it." Like,
I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to stand up, walk to the door, walk to the top of the stairs. I'm guessing they're still trying to clean it up.
yeah. I mean, they got a majority of it from like the front door all the way up to maybe the first couple of steps on the carpet, but they're they're still cleaning up some of the rest.
I'll once again use prestidigitation to clean it.
Ah, no,
And I'll
stop.
look at them and I'll say, I'm sorry.
Thank you. They'll start putting up the cleaning stuff as your mom is going to the front door.
I'll walk back in, I'll look to her or to Ethan, I'll say, are you saying that you made a spectacle in town as well?
Maybe.
Baby.
So in the Feywild,
I was
these sorts
covered in
of
blood.
yeah, in the Feywild, these sort of expanded considerations may not be warranted, but when there are rumors of hauntings and undead risings across the nation, do you think it's wise to stoke those flames? Have you seen what simple
Yeah, they
town
kind of.
folks do when they get scared?
Pitchforks and torches.
Kill the beast.
Kill the beast.
To be fair, I've never been around groups of people. I've pretty much always been solo or
I understand. It's just
with my pack holder.
we don't really want to scare them. They're like skittish puppies.
That's one way to put it.
Except for when they're like ravenous wolves.
Yes.
I'll
Everything.
try and remember.
I appreciate that. I'm sure my mother will take care of the commotion.
Nothing that a swarm of flies won't help.
But on that note, how was your bath?
Interesting. And I'll just relay the events. I am
Okay.
not going to go into the whole thing again. That'd take too long.
All right. So he recounts the events of what happened when he met the Raven Queen.
So you so didn't have you abandoned your patron for the Raven Queen?
Ooh. Uh.
You agreed to
I
be
don't
her
know. Is
instrument.
that what I did?
Maybe.
Well, for this one thing.
Which blacksmith picks up a hammer and lets it go when it's served its purpose?
I don't know. I don't know any blacksmiths.
That's fair.
As
Okay, fair enough.
he would know that Fix is a blacksmith.
That's
Fix
true.
Smith,
Well, you know that he's been on a forge. You know, he's been hammering and things like that. As far as the term
And
blacksmith,
you by this point have been with us
but you
long
got a
enough
good
to
idea.
know that if he gets the chance, he does not ever put down his hammer.
It's true.
Okay, I take that back. I've met one blacksmith. I can't really judge how other blacksmiths act by the actions
Okay.
of one.
let me put this in a term you may understand. You picked up that blade. You accepted that blade. That blade accepted you. Have you put it down since? Have you relinquished it since? Because yes, you put it down, you put it in your sheath, and then maybe set it somewhere. But have you relinquished it since?
Well, no,
Semantics.
mine.
How do you think a goddess feels?
Oh, this might not be good.
I
As
don't
I'm
know.
looking
I
at
would
him,
think
As I
She
look
might
over
be
my
pretty
still
worried.
bare shoulder, like, this may not be a good thing.
You do realize that we have both parts of Valsharon's sword, the orb, the ring, the black stone, the black onyx stone, the soul stone, all in the same spot,
Different planes.
True.
different planes. At least I'm assuming everybody has them in bags of holding, with the exception of Ordeith
Yes.
and Kadeth,
Yeah.
who keeps his on a different plane.
It's just a demi plane.
Kadeth,
Yep. Mine's still on a different plane.
Denier has
Too far.
confirmed that this key card is the goddess Tamara. That is her symbol.
And I've been able to all but confirm with the Raven Queen that we do need to go to the City of Bones eventually.
I have also confirmed from Denier that we need to reunite the daughter of Brightson with the son of the Gold Dragon. And that we can find information on Benalira at the Orgaric. Am I saying that right?
Orgaric?
Orgaric monolith.
Well, thank you, Fix. Now I can see that picture.
Oh.
Nice.
That thing is creepy. That is a creepy looking thing.
And it's at the entryway of this house.
Looks
And
like
every
stone
time I
structure.
walk by it, tell him I'm watching him. One time
He
I told
probably
him, "You
sticks
will
his
speak to me someday."
he probably sticks his tongue out at her. She just can't tell.
Just can't see it.
It was a productive commune. Again?
And I am assuming that you're relaying this information to Forsyth unless he comes back into the library.
We'll
Not
make
so
sure.
far.
We'll make sure. I'll make sure that I'm doing over the telepathic link as well.
Okay.
I'm actually looking for depressions near the root systems of some of the bushes and trees.
You only find slight sadnesses, not quite depressions.
Yeah, most of them feel pretty
Yeah.
good about themselves.
Can you dig it?
They're just a little sad.
Oh, they
Slight
got a friend
depressions.
in me.
All right. All right. So, what's the next move then?
We have 3 open cards now. The rune card, the void card, and the key card.
I had a key card at a hotel once.
Unlike the hotel that Chuck and Jody and Rick and I stayed at, where we had 3 key cards all in the same day.
Because none of them worked right.
None of them would work right.
Place
That
was
happened
so
to us
bad.
at the convention, at the old convention hotel over there at the DoubleTree.
Yeah.
Our key card would not work. It sucked. Neither one of them would.
Well,
So
Wait,
we have open tasks, don't we? Places
yes.
we need to go.
Yeah, basically.
Wait, what?
you know what we haven't
As much
taken?
as
Well,
Oh,
we
go,
haven't what?
go ahead, senior.
as much as it's fun to sit around here, it'd be uh, better served to
Begin a task.
find well finish a task that's been set before us. I mean, we finished the Feywild task. That was a good outcome. But we have other things we need to do to accomplish what's needed to get to the point where we can take on her who should not be named.
Why do we have to complete tasks before we take her on?
I think she's one of the tasks that we need to complete.
I think we
I
need
think
to
she's the
finish
final
with
task.
her.
I think that
I
we
don't
need to
think
finish
she's a
with her
final task.
before.
I think we just need to be done with her.
I think we need to be properly ready for her, and I don't necessarily think we are, because I don't think she's been sitting on her laurels either.
Well,
Yeah, but I think we've
that's
been ready for her.
the thing is, what we haven't utilized in the weeks that we've been gone, that crystal that we put in place, Kadath.
We used it once.
Well, I said in the weeks that we've been gone.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we need to pursue something to get us more ready, better positioned to accomplish uh, the
I
penultimate mission, because I think
What
the final mission is going to be her deity.
what do you propose that we need to do to prepare to take her on?
We need to hone our skills a little better.
We need to have
Much
more
as we
battles.
work, yes, probably, because it's going to be a battle against her, and the better we work together, and we have, if Ordith will stay with us, we have a new uh, element to include in our way of handling situations. And
My
I think the
concern
better,
is that if we continue to delay, we fall into analysis paralysis that where we want to be better and better and better. And
I get that, but we don't necessarily know with with the added capabilities, how we best play those, how we use what we have to accomplish what's needed.
Yeah.
but sometimes you just have to do it.
Yeah.
Stop
And
thinking about it.
I think we're at that point where we need to
That
just
slate
do it.
plans.
So you want to go to Thrice, or
First, I want Kadath to see what he can in her castle
While
or her keep.
Kadath checks out the castle, I will pull the crystal ball.
Okay.
and one question from me, do we want to invite Kosha to accompany us, because she has a lot of inside knowledge to the castle?
I think if we can catch her outside the castle, is better.
Yes.
True,
Yeah.
fighting on her home ground would be more advantageous to her than to us.
I think we need the intelligence of when she's leaving and where she'll
Of
be.
course, taking down her castle while she's out of it would also be an interesting tactic.
Either one a viable one.
Let's go blow stuff up. Oh.
I was meaning more in the realm of using the trees and the bushes to actually uh, batter down the walls,
Oh, gotcha.
erode them, because they can do it quite quickly
That's true.
And I
with a
can
little
Unless those
push.
walls are warded.
potentially figure out when she's not there.
When we initially went to her castle fix, you and I, there was something at, was it at the gate or the door, Jody?
It was the doorway,
The
the main
door.
Okay.
entrance.
Yeah, to
Okay.
the house.
That essentially we figured stripped any sort of illusion or disguise.
Illusion or disguise.
And that was months ago. The amount of preparation time they've had now that they know they are in an active conflict. We had uh, Joyve ward this place in a matter of days. Imagine what they could have done with their mage in the months that they've had since.
And we have
But
not
we
heard
were
from
not
her
ready then.
in quite some time.
We haven't. She ran with her tail between her legs, but she's a persistent thorn.
Yeah, she's not the type to give up easy, that's for sure.
She is a persistent thorn.
Like I said, you took away her toys.
Then again, I find it amusing that I'm probably a thorn in her side as well. So
She's really sick of hearing your voice.
I'm going
I'm
to use the crystal orb
Okay.
and I'm going to start feeling for those pulses.
Which ones?
And I'm going to try to hone on one connected to Gara.
Okay, so you're gonna try to look in on Gara,
Try to look in on
basically.
Gara. I'm
Okay.
finding that I am, although I'm seeing the past, I am also seeing the present.
At
That
times,
I
yep.
can see where they are as well.
All right, Kadeth, are you using your crystal?
Yep.
Your scry crystal?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
start scrying and see what I find.
All right. Kadeth, I'm gonna start with you. You do your ritual and you start looking into this crystal that you have placed the other half in her throne room. You catch, as you're kind of looking through it, you see Gara sitting on a throne, for lack of better terms. It's a raised platform chair. Might as well be a throne. It's just not elaborate like a king or whatever. But it is a throne nonetheless. Um, you see her sitting on a throne. And you catch just a very brief glimpse of what looks like a tail as it leaves your view. You're not quite sure what it belongs to, but it's leaving your view.
It's not a tail I recognize, is it?
It's not a tail you recognize.
Okay, so it's not a cat.
No, it
Okay,
is not a cat. Um,
good.
good question. Not a cattail. Um, not furry. It's more leathery.
Oh, okay.
We'll leave the room. Um, and as you're watching, you see a shadow kind of appear next to Gara, and it takes form, and you see Fune.
Okay.
And you hear Gara say, "We have half the puzzle, or we have half of what we need. You need to retrieve the other." And you hear Fune respond, "You're crazy. I am not going against an archfey. I'm not powerful enough for that." Gara says, "But we need the other part." Fune says, "It would be a suicide mission." Gara says, go. Look into it. She says, fine. I'll see what I can do. And you see her kind of swirl in shadow and then just kind of disappear. The shadow disappears. And you just see Gara, because you want to kind of do it for the whole 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
You see Gara sitting there on the throne. She seems to be contemplating, thinking. Um, and Devakri walks in. He kind of gives her a little bit of a bow and says, my lady, we must make haste if we are to meet them there. She says, I know. Give her some time. We can leave after a while. Says, very well. And he turns to leave. And for the rest of that 10 minutes, it's probably for the last 5 minutes or so, you see her kind of just sitting on the throne. She seems to just have a look of thought on her face for the last 5 minutes or so. And then the connection breaks.
Do you relay this information?
Yeah. Probably as I see it.
You see Fix stand up and just start running out the door.
I'm going to start following.
Evangeline is focused on her orb. Well, is in her orb. Okay, so this is 10 minutes. So during that 10 minutes, Evangeline, you're in the orb. You feel the pulse. You start to feel that image kind of coming to the forefront. You see Gara. She seems to be out in some field or something. You're not exactly sure where she's at. There's no real markers to tell you where she's at. And so you're looking at it, and you see what looks like a Caesarian Ranger walk up. And do you hear through this? I don't remember if you hear or if you just see the images.
I have heard.
You have heard something?
I have heard in the past.
Okay. So as you're kind of looking at it, there seems to be an exchange happening. You can't quite make out the words, but you hear some talk. There seems to be some kind of exchange happening. And a parchment is handed to the Caesarian Ranger. And then he walks away. And as he walks away, the vision kind of blurs a little bit. And then you see her sitting in the throne room. And a Caesarian Ranger's in the throne room. He seems to be reporting. It looks like he's reporting information. And then he turns around and walks out. And as he walks out, you start to see the shadow kind of forming near and around her. And you start to see Fune kind of take form, and the vision kind of blurs out. And then you see Gara standing in front of what looks like Korini's, the mage's hut. But it's real fuzzy. It's really hard to make out. The only reason why you think it might be Korini's is because you've been there. And then you see another vision with her standing just outside of the City of Bones. Same thing, real fuzzy. You wouldn't be able to make out the City of Bones except that you've been there. So you're really kind of not sure with these fuzzy ones You get the feeling that they are paths that maybe you don't know if they, because you've experienced the fuzzy visions before. You think that they are paths that maybe, not necessarily what is or what was.
Okay.
And then your vision kind of blurs out and you kind of pull back. Kadeth is starting to finish his scry as he's, and you start to catch some of what's going on mentally as he's relaying some of that information.
I will look. I will look at Ordeith, and I will be wide-eyed, and then I will look at Fix because Kadeth is still looking.
Mm-hmm.
She's with a Kassarian Ranger.
That could be bad.
I think, I'm pretty sure, that I am beginning to see possibilities of the future, not just the past or the present. Corinis.
Which one was Karini? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
A Karini is
Yeah,
the
me too.
wizard that belongs to Shallow.
Oh, yep. Okay. And
I
I'm
saw
assuming right about now. Oh, go ahead.
I saw her in front of Corinis, and I also saw her at the City of Bones.
Hmm. I'm guessing right about now, Kadath tells us what he saw as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's coming out and relaying all the information.
yeah. Fix is running full tilt, full speed.
I will holler after him, "Where are you running to?"
Fennels.
Okay.
Okay. I will follow.
You catch all of this, Forsyth, even though you're outside, you know,
Right.
naturally.
That makes it easier.
I will grab Ordeith by the hand and say, "Come on, follow us," because he don't have the slightest idea where we're going.
Come,
Ha-
D'Artagnan.
Have
Oh,
have I had opportunity to study any of the vegetation around his destination?
Yes, you would have, because you have visited Shallow, um,
Right.
and you've been to Farbron, knowing that, being in tune with nature and being a druid, and knowing
Right.
that one day I can walk through these plants.
All right.
You have studied it.
Then I'm going to
Grab
go
everybody else
ahead
and
and
meet him there.
yeah, I would just call the others as they come out over and say, hey, uh, no sense trying to follow him. Let's just go prepare the way for
I will keep a hold of Ordeith, say, "Change of plans. Come on."
and I will
People say the Feywild chaotic. Ugh.
yeah, and I will walk. We will we will go
so
through the trees
I'll still
or
follow
through the
Fix
bushes. Yeah,
because, I kind of feel I need to help keep Fix safe.
Okay.
Good
well,
yeah.
idea.
as Fix is running out, when like the where are you going? He responds with Fennels, and then he responds with an image of the goblet that we think she may have obtained, and then the memory of him exchanging a vial of his blood for the enchantment of
Mm,
Right,
the pendants that you wear around your neck.
Yep.
okay.
right.
Having no desire to try to catch up with him, we'll meet him there or beat him there and and stand guard over it.
All right. So the three of you, Forsyth, Evangeline, and
Yeah,
Ordeith, you head to the bushes.
yeah.
Kadeth and Fix, you're booking it to Fennels. All right.
Right,
So you guys get to the bushes well before they reach Fennels, of course, um, because, well, it's literally on the grounds.
right.
So you guys transport via plant.
Yep.
All right. You transport via plant. You come out not right next to Karini's, but there's several trees kind of scattered throughout Farbron and whatnot, and yeah, Farbron, and you come out, I don't know, a couple blocks down from Carini's, and you kind of step out and realize
And
that nobody's really watching. So
I'm gonna suggest we maintain some bit of anonymity as we
oh my gosh, I got the hiccups.
move towards
Here we
our
go.
goal here.
Let me
All right.
see what I can do here. I will
With a
cast
7 foot something undead guy.
I can take care of
invisibility.
that.
It's good. She's got invisibility. Forsyth can transform people. We're all good.
I will
Yeah,
cast invisibility on myself and Ordith.
All
right.
right.
I
And
will change form to whatever the prevailing form in this town is.
mostly human.
Yeah, I'll change to a
A
human
nondescript human.
form, and I will quietly make my way to where we're going,
All right.
trying to stay out of the view of
All right.
the local, especially the local constabulary.
All right.
But
And Ordith and I will take our time with our +1s to stealth.
Ooh, so I have a +2 to stealth now. Hey.
Actually, you get advantage to stealth, not an additional plus.
yeah,
Oh.
So advantage is better
Hey,
than
I
an
have +1
additional
to
plus.
stealth and advantage. I can suck twice.
So you begin to make your way kind of through the town to check on Carini's, not
I'm
discreetly
going to
or
assume that
discreetly.
Ordith does not know where Carini's is and he cannot see me. So
But
take his
Buckley
hand, his
is
bony fingers.
following Forsyth because
it's
Yeah.
Forsyth is
following
the only one
foresight.
Buckley can see, and
Yeah.
Ordith will recognize Buckley,
Right.
so he can get a general idea of where he's
You've
going.
been in his presence quite frequently for the last week.
Yeah.
Yep. The two of you make it to Fennel's. Fennel, do you knock or do you just barge?
I barge in.
You barge. Okay. Fennel will startle as you barge in and spill some tea. Just, what can I do for you?
No pleasantries, shallows now.
Very well. And he gets up and he pulls off the rug.
Don't forget to throw some coins.
I mean, he doesn't mind teleporting you guys. Throws back the rug.
I don't know why I
begins the
didn't think about
enchantment.
this. The fact that you were needing to teleport.
Mhm.
I could have done that. I just
Well,
got
if-
teleportation circle as a spell.
You need to
Well, what
start
is the
building it
casting
up,
time
too.
of teleportation
Oh, that's
circle?
true. It's a little longer for
1 minute.
teleportation.
1 round or 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could have
Wow.
done it from the house.
Well,
Okay,
if
1
you would have
minute is
said,
shorter than I
if
thought.
Yeah, I didn't even think
Okay.
about it.
Yeah.
I didn't think
actual
about the fact that
Kadath
we
would have
needed to
thought of it.
teleport.
I would think. I would think the actual Kadath would have thought of it.
Probably.
Maybe. He probably
So-
would have caught
Well,
up to
except
you.
I'm new to it, so
He is new to it.
As far as I know, you haven't cast it yet, have you?
No,
no.
he just got it.
Okay.
Well, he got
Either
it.
way,
Oh,
When
Right.
when
it
we
was
leveled,
Got it.
bestowed upon him.
It was bestowed upon him. If you would have caught up, I'd say, yeah, I'll try this. I've been there, you've been there. This shouldn't be a problem. I should be able to do this. You catch up to him and kind of pull him to an alley, and you get out your teleportation, and you don't even get to Fennel's,
Okay.
if that's what you want to do.
I think for time's sake, that would be best.
Okay, so you start your teleportation, and within a minute you teleport, and you're standing. Where do you teleport to?
well, it goes to wherever the teleportation circle is that's there.
The alley by the tavern.
Alley by the tavern.
Wherever that,
Oh yeah,
because it
have you,
teleportation circle has to go
they
to
have
an
to be
existing
connected.
circle.
Would
in
you
the
know
world.
the runes for the other teleportations? Probably, actually.
We've been through to it like 3 or
I've
4
been
times.
Yeah, you've
to
been
a lot
through
of
it a
them,
couple
so
times. Okay.
I'd imagine the ones that I've got that I know are the ones we've been to a lot.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it was Karini that teleported you out of here. So,
By the way, when we get there, I'm going to leave the other two on the ground, and I'm going to go up,
okay. All right. You climb.
climbing
Okay.
and hiding
All right.
in
Okay.
either on roof or tree, depending on what's
Okay.
available.
All right.
And
You
I
get
will let
27.
I will send quietly send Buckley to Corini so we have somebody to follow.
okay. All right.
27 on stealth.
Oh, nice. All right. Carini makes his or Buckley makes his way to Carini's, and you are able to follow him. He kind of goes there and then kind of goes around the side into the back, so he's not like obvious standing in the main street because he figures since you're invisible, there's there's an element of stealth here, um, and so he's gonna do that. Kadath, you make out the teleportation circle. You get it. It glows. You guys jump into it, and you feel that sickly pool, um, and you suddenly find yourself standing in the back room of Karini's that he takes you to when you teleport. You find yourself standing there.
Okay.
As soon as we arrive, Fix will call out for Shallow.
Um, Shallow walks in from another room, not from the front door, but she walks in her form, young elf. Um, she walks in. She looks at you and she says, "Kofik," or does she call you Fix mostly?
Probably
I think
Fix.
okay. I figured she'd call you Kofik because she knew you as the Jagged Dream. But
Well, depends. He met her when she
oh,
was a
you met
cat.
her. That's true. And you were being called Fix, so she
Yep.
probably does call you Fix. Fix.
We have a problem. I don't remember. Did she communicate telepathically before?
She can, but she's not at the moment.
This will be probably easier if I replay it for you.
Very well. She kind of just stares at you for a minute, and you feel a connection.
Yeah. And then I will replay the memories of the possible obtaining of the goblet, the information that was relayed by Kadath. Um, I need that vial back.
Oh, this does put you in a bit of a predicament, doesn't it?
You could say that.
Well, she's not going to be able to obtain the vial.
She's going to try.
She may try. She will not succeed.
I assume you've put it somewhere a little bit harder to get to.
Oh, indeed.
Kira is, if nothing else, she is persistent and resourceful.
And annoying.
That I know. Well, the annoying part, she doesn't annoy me. Probably for good reason.
And yet she's going to attack you.
Uh, apparently, she's going to try.
Well,
She
trying is still attacking, whether the goal is met, is whether it's successful or not.
fair. I will give you that. I am not concerned. I will tell you that.
For the past, I don't know how long it's been in game, like a year or whatever.
Several months.
I have had to tirelessly defend against her, against my family, and those I care about.
Yes, that is unfortunate. She has set her sights on something. Um, and probably will not rest until it is done.
She'll rest before then for a very, very, very long time.
Um, it is only the two of you.
Just not by her choice.
I will reach out. Do I feel them in the city?
Oh yeah.
Here, yes.
Okay. Um, yeah, she's not going to succeed on getting that vial. Um, and I can show you why, but I don't. I'm not going to give it up.
Do you really feel that you need leverage over me at this point?
No, it's not about leverage.
Then will you please share?
There is a reason I am called the Ageless One, the Fae who never aged.
Do you Are you utilizing the blood of those in the order to, or not in the order, in the organization to stay, or the leaders of the organization to stay young, or just simply the blood of long-lived races? Please explain.
Yes,
Hmm.
I learned this magic long before I became an Archfey.
Well, I have no desire to push the issue.
Well, that is good. I mean, your blood still exists. It's just not readily available.
Would Gira know this of you?
Very few know this of me. You. And Kadeth now. And of course, Karini knows. All others that know have since passed, to the best of my knowledge.
What of those in the Feywild?
Well, other Archfays might know, but I have long lived many. Uh-oh, we lost him again. He must not be able to hear us anymore. I have outlived many.
We know that she is conspiring with the Castilian Rangers. I don't remember the
Close enough, Caesarian Rangers.
Casaria.
Cassarian Cassarian Rangers.
Close. It was close enough for me to know who you were talking about. um, hmm,
Uh,
that is interesting. Caesarian Rangers on this plane.
And there is the fact that she knows. I am assuming she knows you have it when none other than me, you, and Cass- Cassarian. There's a lot of CA names. Okay.
Soon?
No,
No.
her wizard mage
Oh.
The
apprentice.
Valkyrie.
No,
That's
no,
her
not
wizard.
not Gira's.
Oh.
Shallows.
Oh, Karini.
Karini.
Yeah.
Are you
When
sharing any of this over the link?
no,
Okay.
only
That
you, he, and I knew that I gave you that.
she may be running under some assumption. Um, does she know you are the leader of the Jagged Dream?
probably assumes as of now.
That would give her her assumption. She has been around long enough to know my dealings in that regard. So does she know for sure that it's here? Hard to say. I don't think, well, I know Karini would say nothing. He's been with me for many a year. I'm sure you did not tell her anything, given your history. So I have a feeling she's never been confirmed that it's here. She's probably running under assumption.
Well, her sister is from the Shadowfell.
She moves among the shadows, yes.
The only way that we were able to rebuff her attack against Gidna was through light.
Yeah, that the more light, the less shadow restricts her movement.
Tell you what, may we stay with you over the next couple days?
If that will bring you peace, absolutely.
Peace. I'll find peace when Gira is further in the grave than Ordeath.
She kind of furs her brows with Ordeith. Ordeith. Is he the one that brought the Cassarian Rangers?
They may have been chasing him.
Yeah, we do not see Cassarian Rangers on the material plane often, if hardly ever.
They don't exactly like him.
Then she kind of looks at you, Kadeth, and suddenly you feel like she's actually not just looking at you, she's looking into you. You feel
That
that.
that whole "she's looking through me" thing.
Yeah. Um, and after a moment, she blinks. Be weary. Cassarian Rangers hunt on, dare I say, blood. Um, they get a scent, basically. And if they are hunting Ordeath, they're hunting scent. They're hunting. They will be able to find him more easily than most. They are not perfect. They are also not teleporters. They can shift between planes, mostly to their home plane, the void. But they have honed in if they're hunting Ordeath. And since they've honed into Ordeath, he is of relation to you.
Oh, they've already tried to attack me.
Between
It's
the two of you, they won't know which way to go, unless, of course, you are together.
yeah. I think they'll find me a much more difficult target than they did last time.
Very well. Just a warning. They may show up at your doorstep.
Which means they'll show up at yours.
Well, there is that.
At least for the moment.
You are welcome to stay here. The two of you, or all of you, going to come.
I think it's better tactically if we have some watching.
Very well. She will turn and kind of walk through the beaded curtain. You hear kind of exchanging words with Karini, and Karini disappears. She walks back. Karini will prepare a couple of rooms. I don't have a big place here, but you are welcome to them.
Appreciated. We have slept on the ground and caverns and everything you can imagine, so I don't think we'll be uncomfortable.
Very well.
Did you receive your gift?
Which gift?
The crystals.
Oh, she will say. Uh, I did receive the gift this morning, I believe.
Hopefully, they are to your liking.
They will do nicely. Very fine crystals from the crystal skyfields.
Yes.
They work well with enchantments.
That's what I'm told.
She will say, well, Karini will see to any needs that you may have. And she'll start to walk out toward the front. And as she kind of hits the beaded curtain, she shifts into a black cat and continues on. Forsyth, you climb up. You get to a house just outside of Karini's or building. It's not really a residence, although there might be a resident in the upper level. It's really more of a business. And so you
They didn't
climb up
hear me.
there. They didn't hear you at all. You kind of get yourself set up there, kind of sitting up against what's probably a chimney of sorts, so that you're protected and hidden, especially as the sun is passing the sky. Um, because it's easy enough for you to get into shadow. Evangeline and Ordith, you follow Buckley to Karini's. You recognize it as Karini's, Evangeline. And you see Buckley kind of walk off to the side and toward the back. Um, you know that he's probably going to just be hidden somewhere among who knows what. All three of you outside, roll me a perception.
Oh, goody. Okay.
22.
22,
A
Dirty 20.
23.
23. And a dirty 20? Did you say a dirty 20?
I said a dirty 20.
Holy crap. All of you got
That's
them.
the low one.
Jeez. All right. All three of you, as you kind of sit and you get yourself situated wherever you might be, all three of you will see some shadows move at the front of the building into an alley. Is what it looks like. A shadow moves into the alley. Um, and then you lose track of it because it blends in. Because there's some shadows in the alley where it just kind of blends in and you lose track of it completely.
Through the link, I am going to tell Fix and Kadeth, well, everybody, be on guard. Shadows moved into the alley.
Oh, good. They're not waiting.
Well, this will make things fun. Thank you. I will relay the information to Shallow. Is she still connected with me?
I mean, currently.
Okay. Then
Lasts for a little while, like 4 hours or something. I don't know.
I would communicate it through that.
Okay. You get a sense back from her. I mean, she says okay, but you get a sense from her that's like, we'll see what she does. Watch her before taking action. She will not find it.
It'll still make me rest better if I know that she is no more.
Very well. Um,
How far from this alley am I?
She ducked down into the alley that's between your building and that building, or
Ah,
it seems
okay.
like, anyway.
So less than 30 feet.
Yeah, oh yeah, less than 30 feet.
Okay, I'm going to use Druidcraft to create the sound of movement, like small animals moving behind, uh, in near the area where I saw the shadow disappear.
Okay. All right. Um. All right.
Just to make them nervous.
Uh, Forsyth can see us though, right? With his crown,
Yep.
Oh yeah,
so he can see us. So I'm not okay. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. It is hard for him to make out Fune.
That's okay.
Yeah. He can't
yeah,
really
But
but it's
make out
harder for
Fune.
Fune to make me out.
True. It's equal playing field for Fune.
Yeah,
it might be helpful if he knows where we are.
Oh yeah, he knows where you are. Yeah, he can see you.
yeah.
Um. All right. After it's like after you cast that, about a minute later, where Fix and Kadeth, where are you? Where are you in the building?
I would have probably moved out to the main portion of the building.
The main portion. Kadeth.
You know, just to make things interesting, I'm going to go out to essentially the front room, like basically stand in the doorway.
Okay,
And
that's
on
safe.
my way there, I'm casting Armor of Agathis.
Okay.
And once I get there, I'm going to look around inside, make sure where people are at, and then just open the door and stand in the doorway.
Okay. All right. Um, as you're standing there, you will feel a breeze kind of pass by you. It seems
I
unnatural.
I turn and swing at that breeze.
Okay. You turn and swing. You can roll me an attack if you'd like.
And
It's an unnatural
it's
breeze.
it's just with my hand because I don't have my sword out at the moment.
Okay, you're just gonna
But I'm
try to punch it. What did you get?
natural 20.
Oh my gosh. All right. What's really bad is you're gonna hate me for this, but you reach out and you swing with your fist. You make no connection to anything.
Does my hand feel like it goes through something though?
I mean, you're going through the breeze, but not. You can feel the air around it, but not anything physical by any means.
Right.
You swing. You don't make contact with anything. Roll me perception, Fix and Kadeth.
Also, as he swings, I'm casting True Seeing on myself.
Okay.
Perception 17 and
Uh,
summoning my sword.
Okay.
26 plus True Seeing.
Okay. 17. You hear some noise coming from the back of the building. You kind of glance around. You don't see Shallow. You don't see Karini. Neither one of them are in there. You're not really sure what made the noise. 6, with your 27, the noise that you hear is a shuffling sound. It's very minute, and it is definitely somebody being quiet. There's a physical weight to it. Um, it's not just air, and it is somebody definitely being quiet.
Um, I'm gonna activate my ghostly gaze so I can
Okay.
see through the walls.
Okay. You activate your ghostly gaze and you kind of move that direction a
Hmm.
little bit. Um, you do
Pulling the
see.
door shut behind me, but
Okay.
going back there.
You do see a figure resembling Fune, looking through a table of all kinds of vials. She's gently looking. She doesn't want to disturb anything. You can tell she doesn't want to disturb anything.
Okay.
There's a hesitancy for her.
Since I can see it, I'm going to cast Misty Step and appear right next to her
Ouch. Okay.
and say, "Hi, what do you think you're doing?" And hold my sword right up to her.
Okay. You cast Misty Step, sword out. She startles and in shadow.
Daylight.
Um, I can see through magical dark vision or magical darkness.
Well, she didn't cast the darkness. She swirled in shadow and is pulling out. She's like, you can see that she's disappearing.
Okay, I'm a trying
She's
to
out.
I'm trying to hit her as she
Would
goes.
She's
would I
already
have
on edge, coming to an archphase location. The slightest thing is gonna. Oh, I'm out. And you're gonna try to swing at her. Go ahead and roll me to an attack. You saw Kadeth walk forward and he disappeared, so you kind of know where he's going.
he went? Oh, he
Another
went. It
natural
was
20.
Oh jeez. Yeah,
At least he rolls them when they count.
I guess.
This never happens.
Never happens. You head toward the back room, I assume, because that's the noise that you were hearing, right, Fix? Am I correct? Are you listening to me? You
Joe.
tuned me out.
sorry. I was reading the chat. I'm sorry.
Were you reading the chat on the?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead, Jody.
I said, were you headed toward that back room because you knew that that's probably where Kadeth was headed?
Um. No, I'm misty stepping to that back room.
Okay, so you misty step, like you see him disappear and you just follow right after. Okay, you are going to catch a glimpse as you show up. You're going to see Kadeth appear. Well, you don't see Kadeth appear because he's slightly ahead of you. You see Kadeth pull out a sword and say, "Hey," and she turns around and she instantly with shadow. You
Would I
swing
have
and you hit. Okay,
Would I have time to do one thing before she is gone?
maybe. She's leaving as we're going, so sure,
Let me
take
see
your
if I
action
can.
and I'll decide whether or not.
Do you
I have to
want
see if I can.
Sorry, did you want damage?
Yes, go ahead and roll me damage.
Okay. Unfortunately I didn't have anything extra going, but that's okay.
Hmm. I don't know if that would actually work.
You're basically hitting
Yeah.
her line of
23.
shadow. 23 damage? All right.
Well, it was a natural 20.
Oh, that's right. I forgot already. I was wiping it from my memory.
Mm,
And my normal is D8 plus 8, so and I rolled a 7.
You slice through the shadow. Um, you're not quite sure if you even hit her yet. Did
uh,
you determine whether or not you would be able to do that, or you changing your mind? I don't
uh,
even know what you're doing.
I'm gonna attempt because I just know that she's some way infused with the Shadowfell.
Hmm.
So I don't know if this will work as far.
Give it a go. She might be already too far
Nothing
dissipated.
ventured, nothing gained.
Banishment.
Banishment. All right. What
That's a
is that?
nice
That's a
spell.
save, isn't it?
Yes.
What's that?
That is charisma.
Charisma. Picking her hard stat.
It's charisma, yeah.
That's an 18.
That is a failure.
Ah! All right. As she begins to dissipate, she doesn't get fully dissipated before she kind of goes pop, and and you see Kadeth on your sword, you see blood. You hit her.
Oh, good.
Even through the shadow, you hit her. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh man!
She
Do
is
it.
now
Right as I
banished.
realized what I was gonna do.
It's a DM cliffhanger, man. We love doing that.
So, for those of you who have joined us this evening, thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking with us. If you're watching this, be sure to subscribe, like, turn on the notifications so you know when we go live next week. And check out our website, dndadjokes.com. You will know where we are DMing by checking out our upcoming events. And so check those out. Get some tickets to some cons. Come join our games. We can't wait to meet you and game at our table. So it's a lot of fun. We enjoy it. Um, Anything else? Because I think that's it. All right.
You hit the like and subscribe.
Hit like and subscribe. That's right.
Oh
Like
yes,
and
definitely.
subscribe.
The bell. Hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
The bell.
Tap the bell.
Do it.
Ring that bell.
Crit it. Crit the bell. All right.
Oh
We got to
Lord.
get off of here. I got to go.
Uh,
It's going downhill from here. We'll see you next time.